Money doesn't just reveal who we are, it amplifies it. Every dollar you spend tells a story about your values, your fears, and your future. Some people buy things to feel rich for a moment. Others use money to build wealth that lasts a lifetime. That's the invisible line between the rich and the poor, not income, not opportunity, but habits. Think about it. Two people can earn the same salary. One ends up broke every month, the other slowly builds wealth. The difference isn't luck or intelligence, it's behavior. Poor spending habits are like silent termites. They eat away at your future one purchase at a time. You don't see the damage until it's too late. The rich, on the other hand, treat money as a soldier. Every dollar has a mission. It either multiplies, protects, or provides. The truth is, most people don't have a money problem. They have a decision problem. They buy emotions disguised as possessions, the newest phone, the flashiest car, the brand new clothes, and they call it a reward. But rewards without results are traps. They keep you in a cycle of comfort that leads to poverty. There's a quiet pattern hidden behind every fortune ever built. The rich aren't just better at making money, they're better at keeping it, growing it, and respecting it. They understand something that most people never learn. Wealth is not about how much you make. It's about how long you can keep making it. So before we dive into the numbers and strategies, let me ask you this. What are your spending habits silently saying about you? Are they building your future or stealing it one swipe at a time? In this video, you'll discover what truly separates the rich from the poor when it comes to money. Not in theory, but in daily behavior, the invisible routines that shape your destiny. So stay with me, because by the end of this journey, you'll never look at your wallet the same way again. And if you want to take control of your financial life, start by joining this community of thinkers and builders. Hit the subscribe button, and let's grow together. The truth about wealth starts now. The poor often spend money not to solve problems, but to escape them. For many, every purchase is a form of emotional relief, a momentary break from the stress of life. That's why marketing works so well. It sells feelings, not products. The poor fall into this trap, exchanging long-term stability for short-term pleasure. It's not that they don't know what's right, it's that comfort is addictive and discipline is painful. The cycle begins with instant gratification. A new gadget, a night out, a pair of shoes, each one promises happiness but delivers emptiness. The dopamine hit fades, and all that remains is another bill, another debt, another excuse. Over time, these micro decisions compound into macro consequences. A few coffees, a few subscriptions, a few "I deserve this" moments, and suddenly the paycheck is gone before the month even starts. Here's the brutal truth. Poor spending habits are emotional decisions disguised as logical ones. You tell yourself, it's just a small purchase. But small purchases made consistently become a habit, and habits become identity. The poor unknowingly build an identity around consumption. Their value comes from what they own, not from what they create. They buy things to impress people who don't care. And in doing so, they lose the one thing that could set them free: time. Debt becomes the silent killer in this story. It's the illusion of wealth that makes you feel rich while making you poor. Credit cards, financing, and buy now, pay later schemes all play the same trick. They borrow from your future to fund your present. And the worst part, most people think they're in control, when in reality, their future self is already paying for today's decisions. Let's take an example. Imagine two friends, both earning $3,000 a month. The first one buys a $30,000 car with a loan because he deserves it. The second one buys a used car for $10,000 and invests the difference. In 10 years, the investor's money could have doubled or tripled, while the spender still owes money on something that's losing value every day. The rich build assets, while the poor accumulate liabilities that look like assets. And here's the emotional side. The poor often see saving as deprivation and spending as freedom. But true freedom isn't the ability to buy anything you want. It's the ability to say no without fear. The poor spend to look free, but they live enslaved to their next paycheck. The rich delay gratification so they can one day live without limits. So ask yourself, how often do you buy things just to feel better? How often do you use money to cover emotional pain instead of building emotional strength? Recognizing this pattern is the first step to breaking it. Because until you learn to control your desires will control your destiny. In the next part, well, flip the coin. You'll see how the rich approach money, not emotionally, but strategically. How every dollar has a purpose and every expense has a return. That's the mindset shift that turns spenders into investors. The rich understand one fundamental truth: money is a tool, not a trophy. It's not about showing the world what they can buy, it's about building systems that make their money work for them. Every dollar they earn has a purpose. Some dollars are sent to grow, some to protect, and some to enjoy, but never without intention. While the poor spend emotionally, the rich spend strategically. They view every purchase as either an investment or an expense, and they treat both with precision. Before buying something, they ask one simple question: will this make me richer or poorer over time? That single habit shapes everything from their car choices to their lunch decisions. It's not about being cheap, it's about being conscious. Take Warren Buffett, one of the richest men alive. He still lives in the same modest house he bought in 1958. Not because he can't afford better, but because he understands value versus vanity. The rich aren't afraid to spend. They just demand that every expense either improves their life or multiplies their income. The poor buy things that lose value. The rich buy things that appreciate or generate cash flow. Another key difference lies in how the rich manage time through money. They don't trade hours for dollars. They build systems that earn even when they sleep. They invest in education, businesses and assets because they know that knowledge and ownership compound faster than labor. While the poor ask, how much does it cost? The rich ask, how much will it return? Here's the irony. Many people think the rich are obsessed with money, but in reality, they're obsessed with freedom. Money just happens to be the tool that buys it. That's why they save, invest, and avoid lifestyle inflation. When their income grows, their expenses don't explode, their investments do. They understand that the goal isn't to look rich, but to stay rich. One of the smartest habits the wealthy have is using money to buy leverage. They spend on knowledge, mentorship, and connections that multiply results. They outsource what doesn't serve them, automate what can be repeated, and delegate what drains their focus. The poor see spending on personal growth as a cost. The rich see it as the highest return investment possible. Let's look at an example. Imagine a person earns $5,000 a month. The poor mindset would spend $4,500 of it and save what's left, maybe $500. The rich mindset flips it. They first invest $1,500 into assets or skills that grow income, then live comfortably on the rest. The result, over time, their income grows faster than their lifestyle, while the poor's lifestyle grows faster than their income. The rich don't avoid pleasure, they postpone it. They know that delayed gratification creates long-term comfort. The poor buy luxury before security. The rich buy security before luxury. That's why one drives a new car with debt, and the other buys real estate that pays for their car. So think about your own habits for a moment. If your spending habits were magnified 10 times, would they lead to wealth or to ruin? Because money doesn't change you, it exposes you. The difference between being broke and being free lies in how you assign purpose to every dollar you touch. In the next and final part, we'll bring all of this together. You'll learn how to start transforming your spending habits today, step by step, and begin building your own path toward financial independence. Every financial journey begins with one uncomfortable truth. Wealth isn't built by chance, it's built by change. The difference between the rich and the poor is not about income, education, or background. It's about mindset and consistency. Every decision you make with money either plants a seed for your future or buries an opportunity you'll never see again. The poor think in moments, the rich think in decades. That's why the poor spend to feel good now, while the rich spend to feel secure later. It's a simple but powerful distinction. You can't change your financial situation overnight, but you can change your financial direction today. One new habit at a time, one smarter choice at a time. Because habits compound faster than interest, both good and bad. Start by mastering awareness. Before you spend, pause and ask, is this helping me grow or keeping me stuck? That single question can save you years of financial frustration. Track your expenses, not to restrict yourself, but to reveal the truth about your priorities. What you spend on consistently is what you actually value, and if that truth hurts, it's time to rewrite your values. Next, adopt the investor mindset, even if you have little to invest. The rich didn't start rich, they started with focus. They learned that saving is not about hoarding, it's about creating opportunities. Every dollar saved is a soldier waiting to fight for your freedom. Send it wisely. Let it multiply. Don't kill it with instant gratification. Remember, small wins create momentum. Skip one unnecessary expense a week and invest that money instead. Read one financial book a month. Surround yourself with people who talk about growth, not gossip. These aren't glamorous steps, but they're the foundation of transformation. The rich don't become rich because of luck. They become rich because they act like it before they are. And here's a final thought. Money doesn't make you valuable. Value makes you money. The more you learn, the more you earn. The more you give, the more you grow. Stop chasing the illusion of wealth and start building the reality of freedom. Because when you master your money, you're not just changing your bank account, you're changing your future, your family, and your legacy. So now it's your turn. Look at your habits, audit your decisions, and choose wisely. Will your money serve you, or will you keep serving it? The choice is yours, and it starts today. If this video inspired you to think differently about money, hit that like button, subscribe for more insights, and share this message with someone who needs it. Because the truth about wealth isn't meant to be kept, it's meant to be shared. Your financial freedom begins the moment you decide to take control. Stay disciplined, stay focused, and I'll see you in the next video.